Alright, we are back with another video. Today we are talking about standard A.REI.3. This looks like it's going to have a lot of questions about systems of equations. So let's hop right in. Question number 1, the equation is shown. What is the solution to this equation? 3x plus 4 over 5 equals 7 minus 2x. If you're watching these videos in chronological order, I talked a little bit about how to solve questions like this in the last video. So what you want to do typically is you want to split this equation right down the middle, okay? And in this equation, let me get out a second writing utensil here. In this equation, you're going to have two parts that you're going to put into Desmos. This is going to be going in the first line. That's everything to the left of the equal sign. This will be going on the right side. Everything on... This will be going on the second line. Everything on the right side. Alright. So, let's talk about what this will look like. I'm going to go into Desmos. Grab my keyboard. Now, we're going to put in our first equation, which was 3x plus 4 over 5. Okay? 3x plus 4 over 5. Then I'm going to put in my second part of the equation, which is 7 minus 2x. And asks you, what is the solution to the equation? The solution to any system of equations is wherever the two lines intersect. So here, it would be bang, right here. Which that seems like a very specific spot. 3x plus 4 over 5. I'm reading this right? Yeah, equals 7 minus 2x. That feels like a very specific spot for this state test, but you know. Alright. 1.24. It's not always going to come out as a nice, clean, even number, I guess. So you would put in 1.24. And that would just be the answer right there. Alrighty. So let's go to our next question. What is the solution to the equation 12 parentheses x plus 5 equals 4x? Again, you could solve this normally. Let's talk about how you would solve this normally. Okay. So, you would have to distribute this 12. Because remember, this is a long equation. We're going to want to do our acronym of Don't Call Me After Midnight, our mnemonic device, where the D stands for distribute. The C stands for combine like terms. Oops. Our M stands for multiplication. A stands for addition and subtraction. And our second M, I'm sorry. I'm off my game today. Our first M stands for move all variables. Our last M stands for multiplication and division. So, first we distribute. We distribute this 12 to x plus 5. Remember, distribution is always multiplication. So you do 12x plus 5, or 12x plus 60. That's 12 times x equals 12x. 12 times 5 is 60 equals 4x. Combine like terms is our next step. There are no like terms to combine that are on the same side of the equal sign. So that's good. Move all variables to one side of the equal sign. So typically I like to move the smaller of the two. However, if I move this 4x, that wouldn't leave me with anything on this side. So I'm going to move the 12x. Remember, if you want to move something to the other side of the equal sign, you need to do the opposite of what you're doing. And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Since this is positive 12x, I'm going to subtract 12x. And since I subtracted 12x from this side, I'm going to subtract 12x from this side. That is the addition property of equality. 12x minus 12x is 0. So that leaves us just 60 equals negative 8x. And then lastly, we're going to either do addition and subtraction, of which there is, we did addition and subtraction. There is no addition and subtraction left. So we're going to do multiply and divide. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 8. And that leaves us with negative 60 over 8 equals x. So you should even be able to just leave it like that, right? Or, instead of doing that whole thing, you could just go into my favorite, Desmos. 12, parentheses, x plus 5. And then on the other side, 4x. Find out where they cross. Negative 7.5. Which, if you put negative 60 divided by 8 into your calculator, you will get 7.5. Negative 60 divided by 8 equals negative 7.5. So, either way you do it. Alright. So, let's move to question 3. Question 3 is a very tricky question. I had to sit here and look at it a couple times. The equation is given where c is a real number. 8x plus 3, parentheses cx minus 9 equals 3/4 8x minus 8. For what value of c is the solution to the equation x equals 21 over 20? The intended way to solve this is to take out x, and put in 21 over 20 for every instance of x. So 8x, so 8 times 21 over 20 plus 3 times 21 over 20c minus 9 equals 3 over 4 times 8 times 21 over 20 minus 8. And that's a lot of fraction work and a lot of difficult work. So I'm going to show you how to do this in Desmos. And even on Desmos, this is tricky. This is just a tough question in general. Okay, so here's what you have to do. You open up Desmos, right? And you put in exactly what you have. 8x plus 3 times cx minus 9. And on the second line, we're going to split it at the equal sign, just like we did last time. 8x minus 8. Now, what you want to do is you want to hit this button for add slider. And when you hit the button for add slider, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a situation where you can adjust what c is. Okay? So, we're looking for c to be in such a way that these will intersect at x equals 21 over 20. So first you got to figure out what 21 over 20 is. If you don't know that offhand, you could use Desmos for your calculator. 21 over 20 is 1.05. For a question this complicated, I would assume they're not going to give you an answer where c is going to end up a decimal. So, let's take a look. At c equals 0, these don't intersect for quite a while. That's all the way at 10.5. That's not what we're looking at. So I'm going to adjust the c to 1. And you can see the line moving as I adjust it. Now we're at 4.2. This is a heck of a lot closer, but still not where I need it to be. So let's adjust it further. Let's go to c equals 2. 2.625. Not there. C equals 3. And a 1.90909. Repeating. Not there. Getting close to 1.05, but not quite there yet. C equals 4. 1.5. Closer. And you can see that as we're getting closer, as we raise the c, we're getting closer and closer to 1.05 until we get to c equals 6, at which point they do cross at 1.05. So your c would equal 6. That is a wild question. Absolutely wild question. Okay. To the point where you can even see this tab here where I had to confirm that I was doing it right. Because I didn't want to give you incorrect information. But, alright. C equals 6. Alright. So what was the question for? An equation is given what value of x makes the equation true. Again, you can solve these manually, but when you see a lot of fractions, you really don't want to do that. That's just a pain. So we're going to put this in, again, splitting it at the equal sign. X plus 3 equals 13 and 1/2. So when you want to put in 13 and 1/2, you could either convert it to an improper fraction, right? Or I would convert it to a decimal. I know that 1/2 in decimal form is 0.5. Because you could, or if you don't know that, you can just go over here and put in 1/2 and it will tell you it's 0.5. Right? So, because Desmos doesn't handle mixed numbers well. Plus 1/4 times x. And just like every other time, we're going to look for the spot where those cross. They cross at x equals 14. So I will go to my answer box and I will put in 14. All right. Question 5. An inequality is given. Complete the inequality to show the solution. So now they need you to solve this inequality. All right. So we're going to do this by hand first, and then we'll see if it works with Desmos. I'm going to move my writing over here so I have more room. 1/2 6x plus 8 is greater than or equal to x plus 10. Here we are. All right. So remember, we have Don't Call Me After Midnight. Our first step of Don't Call Me After Midnight is distribution. We distribute this 1/2 to everything in the parentheses. 1/2 times 6x. What's half of 6? What's 6 divided by 2? 3x. 1/2 times 8. What's half of 8? What's 8 divided by 2? Which is 4. Is greater than or equal to x plus 10. Distribution done. Combine like terms. There are no like terms on the same side of the inequality symbol, so there's nothing to do here. Move all variables to one side, especially in inequality equations. You want to move the smaller variable because you want to not be dividing by a negative number. Okay, so I'm going to move this x. I'm going to subtract x from both sides of the inequality symbol. X minus x cancels out. That leaves you with 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 10. Then you're going to have to do addition and subtraction. So we do addition and subtraction. We're getting rid of our addition and subtraction, which means we're getting rid of this 4 because it's on the same side as x. So to get rid of this 4, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. You're going to get 2x is greater than or equal to 6. And then divide, because you're doing multiply and divide. Divide both sides by 2. You get x is greater than or equal to 3. There you go. Now, could we have put this in the Desmos? Let's see. 1/2 6x plus 8 x plus 10. Where do they cross? 3. Done. Simple as that. Alrighty. So that's going to do it for this standard. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with another standard soon. Until then, good luck on your state test. If you have any questions, let me know.